Welcome to the first ever live video that I've done on Facebook by myself. I don't know if anybody's watching yet, but I'm wanting to share with the church what it is that we're doing, and where we've been and where we're going. So we were in El Salvador when things kind of got really crazy with the coronavirus pandemic and the reaction to that. And so it was weird. It was strange to be there when a lot of things were happening here. Schools were closing in El Salvador, and we were trying to figure out, should we get out of the country or not? And we didn't really have the opportunity to leave, so we were just trusting the Lord. And one of the things that was kind of interesting, at least in my experience, was that I really wasn't overly worried. I've seen a lot of people post on Facebook, God is in control. And, I have personally really felt that. I know a lot of people are with me on that. What does that mean? God's in control. He really does have a plan and a purpose for all of this that's going on. I'm going to be preaching about that on Sunday. But one of the things that you begin to learn when you are trusting God through some difficult stuff is that there are some great ways to minister, to serve, to learn, to be faithful. And so as a church, that's really what we're going to do. I mean, we're trusting the Lord, and we're looking at this as an opportunity to really honor God in unique ways that maybe we wouldn't have had otherwise. How do we really minister to vulnerable people? How do we care for one another? How do we be the church when all this is going on? How do we show the world what it looks like to have faith when people are so fearful? And that's what we're planning on doing. And so in these few weeks, we're trying not to plan too far out in advance. We want to, keep our options open in a way. We want to see how things are playing out, but we do need to be respectful and conscientious of the things that are happening around us and what the recommendations are. And so obviously everything is shutting down. We're not going to have Wednesday night classes for the remainder of the session as we had planned. We had a few weeks left. We're going to cancel those. But in the meantime, we're not done. We're not just quitting. We're going to have some virtual engagements. We're going to do some things online. We're going to do some things on Facebook. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do some things. Molly has some plans for the kids too, not getting together, but some things that she wants to do to continue to minister to the kids and continue to play out some of the things that she had been doing with Kids Club. I know Mario's thinking on what he can do for the youth. So we're going to do some things together in this kind of weird virtual reality that we're currently living in. We have Sunday mornings to be thinking about, and I'm kind of excited about the possibility here. What we're going to do, we're going to have a skeleton crew to have live worship for a few people so that we can do the broadcast as we would normally do. And what we're going to do is really try to make it seem like a normal Sunday, but we want to encourage people to gather in small groups in their homes with a family or two, 10 or less, and really make it an intentional time to fellowship, to get to know each other, to have some intimate worship. So think about a friend or neighbor, family member, an elderly person, somebody who you could maybe invite to your home, share a meal, enjoy that time. It's going to be 10:15 only that we do this live feed that we're going to do, like we normally have been doing, but it's just going to be a little bit different. But again, we think that this is an opportunity for God to really grow some people together in a way that maybe we take for granted. A lot of times we just gather at the church and we worship and we leave and we don't get to connect. So maybe this is a time where we are really intentional about connecting with just a few people. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to actually grow in that. Maybe invite somebody new that's never been to church before and say, we're not going to go to church, but come to my house. We're going to experience church together. So that's part of the plan for the next 2 weeks, at least. Maybe for a few weeks after that, we don't know. So we're not trying to plan too far out, but that's what we're going to do for 2 weeks. We want our church building to be a ministry outpost. So what we're thinking about here is that there are people who are truly in need. There are people who don't have the resources. They don't have material things that they need, daily care items, toilet paper, baby wipes, formula, diapers, things like that. So we want to encourage people to think about, if you have extra, we're not wanting people to run themselves out of things they need, but if you have extra and you could spare something, bring it to the church. We will collect some things here, and as we have things, we will give them out to people who are vulnerable. As we become aware of it, we'll open up the opportunity for people to have a care bag as we have those things. So if you want to drop off some stuff, some non-perishable food items, whatever it is, we'll collect them here so that we can distribute them. We don't have a lot of stuff on hand. We have a few things in our Safe Families closet that we can give out, but we don't have a lot. So if you have some things, maybe it's just 1 or 2 things you want to share, we'd love to just be a place where we can collect that and then distribute it. And it's also an opportunity for people, if you want to serve, volunteer. We've had a lot of people that have been talking about, how can I serve? How can I help? What can I do? We're going to have opportunities for you to serve. You can sanitize the church. You can be part of a small group of 3, 4, 5 people that collects and puts some care bags together for people. We're going to do some things like that. We're planning on in the days and weeks ahead to use our church bus to maybe go out in the community with some activities for kids and drop them off to families in need, do things like that in small groups. So we just stay tuned for some of the things, some of the opportunities that we're going to have coming up. Another thing that we want to let you know is that we already have a great Deacon Fund. Our Deacon Fund is where we supply monetary help to people who are in difficult situations where they need to pay for gas or electricity or rent or medicine or food. We have that fund. We have people that manage that and to connect them with some help. If you have a financially secure position and you want to donate a little help to some people in need, we're expecting that there will be people who are really in a difficult situation because of stores closing, restaurants closing, and different things that are going on in our community and our area. That single moms who wait tables and they don't have other sources of income or help. They need some help. We want to be able to help them. If you want to give, you can go to our website, firstbaptistaledo.com, or download our app. You can drop by a check if you want, but if you have resources, we want to be able to give those resources back out to those in need. It's our priority to take care of the vulnerable people around us. And so that's what we're here to do. That's what the church does, to be faithful. We're so happy and thankful for a church body that is already thinking along these lines. And I know as soon as I say these things, there are going to be people who are just going to hop on board and help. And we've already seen that without even asking. People are already saying, what can I do? What can I give? I have these things. How can I help people around me? And what an exciting time. It's scary. It's a little bit, strange. It's just unprecedented. But It's a great time for God to receive the glory, for the church to be faithful, and for us to show the world what it looks like to be fearless. And so we're going to do that in the days and the weeks ahead. And we know that our faith is going to grow, and we're going to continue to see how God gets all the glory. So thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, you want to have any type of conversation, let me know on Facebook. You can email, call the church anytime. We'd love to talk to you. We'll see you soon.